after their shower. Sometimes if my hair doesn't dry enough, when I towel dry it, I get a paper towel and I squeeze the water out of it. Hi. As you can probably tell, it's a little bit dark right now. Oh, it's 7:45 already. It's not that early, but we got an early start this morning. I think we woke up, all three of us, at around 6 this morning, which is pretty normal for us. I feel like Joe's work alarm goes off at 5:40 and then we kind of just keep snoozing it until 6, and then we usually all get up together. But today is Friday. It's also Halloween, so happy Halloween. I'm still trying to figure out everything. No, I'm just kidding. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how often I want to post vlogs. In my ideal world, I would do a weekly vlog because I love YouTube. I love creating these videos, but I also have to be realistic. I have a 3.5-month-old and I like to put a lot of effort into these vlogs. Sunny is napping right now. She's been loving her crib naps. I'll talk more about baby updates and stuff later on in the video, but she's been sleeping for 19 minutes, which means I'll probably have about 20 more minutes. I started my day with a shower. I'm not usually a morning shower person, but do you know that feeling when you do take a shower in the morning and you just feel so fresh? I just feel like it woke me up. I'm feeling good, even though didn't get the best sleep last night. That's okay. So I think I have about 20 minutes, as I said. So I'm gonna make breakfast and then we are doing a fun outing this morning. Also, our house is so messy right now, so I'm just allowing myself to accept the mess and address it later today instead of trying to do it all in this 20-minute window. I want to actually eat breakfast, enjoy breakfast, go to our outing, and then come back and do that, and then maybe do another outing. I don't know. I'm feeling crazy today. We're getting crazy today. It's Halloween. It really feels like a cozy fall morning this morning because there's this cloud of fog wrapping our entire house right now, it feels like. We haven't had a lot of foggy mornings yet, so it feels kind of special. It also feels so dark, so I can really tell that daylight savings is coming. I'm in the fall mood this season. I feel like I haven't fully been able to embrace it. With that said, I have gone to 3 pumpkin patches, so I have embraced it. I guess what I mean is I haven't fully been able to slow down and really, you know, feel the fall vibe. Make a slow pot of soup, put perfect pumpkin decorations around the house. Like, I just haven't done that because that's life and we have a baby. I'm not a big pumpkin carver because I feel like that is such like a Halloween thing, and then it kind of timestamps it as Halloween, and then you have to get rid of your pumpkin after Halloween. But if you get more like fall vibe pumpkins, I feel like you can have pumpkins out until Thanksgiving. Do you know what I mean? Okay, we officially made it out the door. Sunny's all strapped into her car seat. I realized that I didn't even say what we're doing this morning. Sunny and I are going to an estate sale. I haven't been to one since we moved here, so I'm really curious to see what it's gonna be like. It looks like it's at a pretty big house, maybe in like a wine region. All right, I gotta get the car moving before she gets fussy. Very relieved to be home. I'm sure if you have a young baby, you can relate to the feeling of just, it's just like such an awful feeling, and I didn't understand this until I literally became a mom, that when your baby is crying and you can't do anything about it, it really feels like the most awful feeling ever. Because if I'm driving and she's back in her car seat, there's literally nothing I can do unless there's a safe place to pull over. This house was a big house on top of sort of a hill, and they had a person telling you exactly where to park. So bear in mind, they told me to park in this certain spot. As I was pulling out of my parking spot, a pipe that I guess I was parked kind of on top of somehow got stuck to my truck, and so as I was pulling out, it ripped this pipe out and it caused an actual geyser to be spraying up in the air. I felt so bad. So of course I hopped out of my truck immediately. I went and I got the parking guy and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry, but I think I hit a pipe. Is there anything I can do to help? It's spraying up in the air. And he was so nice. Like literally, when I come across a really kind person, it makes me want to cry. And so I actually did end up like shedding a little tear when I got back in the truck because he made me feel so okay about it. Meanwhile, there's this literal geyser going up in the air and I'm making me feel so much better. And he's like, don't worry, I will take care of it. Get on the road, get your baby home. And it was just so nice. And so there's probably still a geyser over there going off. So you know what? We're just gonna start over. Overall, I think it was still like a fun outing to go to this estate sale. And I feel like with a baby, sometimes you just have to start the day over. So you know what? After her nap, we're just gonna have a fresh start to the day. It's 11 o'clock now. I'm gonna make a cold brew. Sunny needs her nap and I'll check back in when we're in a more stable mood. I spent $3 and I got some cute little things. Like the woman whose house it was obviously very crafty, and so I'm pretty sure that these would be handmade by her maybe, and I was thinking that I could hang it somewhere. Then I also thought that this, I think it's supposed to be a sun. And then I got a pair of vintage garden gloves. Leftover tuna salad that I made yesterday. Honestly, it tastes even better the next day. I'm gonna start cleaning up the house a little bit, just see how much I can get done before she wakes up. Too many home updates. Ever since Sunny was born, we kind of put all house stuff on pause. This room especially is very unfinished. Obviously the fireplace is like half demolished. And the entire house actually, besides our bedroom and Sunny's nursery, isn't painted. So all the walls, even though they look like white paint, it's actually just primer. So we can't even hang up any decorations or mirrors or anything like that. I'm excited though to ease back into house stuff so that I can start doing more designy decoration stuff. But I feel like we're at a good place though, where our house is comfortable to live in. Joe worked so hard to get it to this point before Sunny was born, like literally up until the day she was born. He was working so hard on the house. So it's comfortable to live in. It's not decorated or anything. We have a bit of a duck update though. I'll talk more about it tomorrow because we're gonna start on the duck coop tomorrow. We've had to push the duck coop up to the top of our house to-do list, even though like the inside of our own home is not finished. We have to get we have to get the ducks sorted first because of some predator situations. It's been a whole thing. We have promised ourselves that we're not gonna leave the house tomorrow unless it's an errand that we need to run for duck coop building, plus maybe like grabbing a coffee or something. Last little outing of the day. Sunny and I are heading into this new kids baby thrift store, but it's also like a buy sell trade type of place. Like, so I'm gonna try to sell some baby clothes that she's grown out of, and then we are home for the evening. Someone's in a good mood. Someone's in a good mood. Woke up from their nap very happy. She fell asleep in the car on the way home from the secondhand store, so I just put her straight to bed. Should we take you out of your sleep sack? But it was such a success. I was able to sell quite a few pieces of clothes, maybe like 6 or 7 pieces of clothes that don't fit Sunny anymore. And with that store credit, I was able to buy the Magic Merlin, is that what it's called? The Baby Merlin's Magic Sleep Suit. But it's so coincidental because literally this morning I bought this online. I ordered it, so I actually need to cancel my order. But I've heard such good things about these suits. They're kind of ridiculous. Like, they look like the Michelin Man suit. What I want to try to use it for is her daytime naps as it gets colder. So she sleeps in a sleep sack that's like extra warm at night because our house gets pretty cold at night, especially our room, and she sleeps in our room. And then during the day, she's been napping in this really light cotton sleep sack. But I think that as the days get colder, I want her to be a little bit warmer during the day. I tried this out, see if it helps with her startle reflex a bit too. I mean, honestly, she's a pretty good napper, but this was $13 at the secondhand store. Literally brand new. On the topic of sleep, if you're interested in where we're at with that, because it is like such a topic of discussion when it comes to babies. Just before she hit 3.5 months, she definitely hit a bit of a sleep regression. And if you're unfamiliar with baby talk, which I had no idea what a sleep regression was before I had a baby, but basically a sleep regression is when they're going through either a growth spurt or they're teething or they're going through a big developmental change. They wake up more at night, and it could be for various reasons. If it's a growth spurt, she's literally waking up because she needs more food throughout the night, so I need to breastfeed her more throughout the night. I heard this doctor, I really like his content. He's a pediatrician that also acknowledges a more natural side of things too, and I just really like his mindset about a lot of things. And he said that if you're going through a sleep regression, just remind yourself that it's actually a progression, and you should be happy that your baby is progressing in life. And so I've really adopted that mindset when it comes to this sleep regression that she's going through. She's waking up more throughout the night because she needs to feed more because she's growing more, which means that she's healthy, you know? So am I tired? Yes, all things like that when it comes to babies. It's just temporary. All of this thinking about sleep though has made me really tune in more to her sleep patterns, I guess. We are 100% on demand for everything. I feed her on demand. She naps on demand. I really try to just read her cues when it comes to everything and then give her what she needs. I don't follow a strict schedule. I'll give you an update on something I do log, but I don't log anything. I don't keep track of how many times I feed her. I don't keep track of even what side I feed her on, because just for me that created more stress around everything. And I'm not saying that this is the best way to go about it. It's just what has worked for me so far. Some people love logging everything and find a lot of comfort in that, and find a lot of comfort in that routine and schedule. It truly is whatever works for you, you know? With that said though, recently I have been logging her naps and trying to find a pattern in the sleep. And when I did start to sense a pattern, I remembered, and I'm not affiliated with this app whatsoever, it just has literally been life-changing for me recently. I remembered when I was pregnant, I heard someone talking about the Huckleberry app, so I downloaded it and I've been using it to track when she's napping. And basically what it does is it sort of like learns your baby's sleep pattern and then predicts the next time that they'll be able to easily fall asleep without reaching the fussy point of being overtired, and then you put them to sleep. So I think that that's something that I actually wasn't doing the best job at. I think that I was waiting until she was overtired to the point where she would be a little bit fussy, whereas now with the app I can sort of predict her schedule better. When it's getting to be like 10 to 20 minutes before her predicted nap, that's when I start to soothe her. So before she gets fussy, before she gets cranky, before she gets overtired, we get into sleep mode. And it has been amazing, not only for her, but for me as well. I feel like I'm able to plan my days a little bit better. Granted, I feel like this wouldn't have worked super well in the past couple of months, because when they're so young, their sleep pattern is just like everywhere, and they sleep when they want to sleep. They don't know if it's day or night when they're first born. But now that she is developing more of a pattern to life, and she's like figuring out how to be a human, it helps me just structure my day a little bit too. I can roughly, and I don't completely structure my day around her naps. I want her to be able to nap everywhere. If we're in the car, I want her to be able to fall asleep. If we're out and about, I want her to be able to be comfortable falling asleep in the carrier. Yeah. So I don't completely change my life around her nap, but being able to predict when she will be napping allows me to be like, okay, I can work during that chunk of time, or I can clean the house during that chunk of time, or I can work out during that chunk of time. Instead of just having things be up in the air of when things are gonna happen, I feel like I have a little bit more of a grasp on life. It's just absolutely mind-boggling bringing a human into this world. Joe is gonna be home in probably about an hour. I think it's about 4 o'clock now. And I'm gonna head out into the backyard with Sunny, hang out with the ducks a little bit, and I might try to squeeze in a little bit of a workout while she stares at the trees, because that's actually something that she's been enjoying a lot recently. Officially committing to doing some form of a pelvic floor exercise, physical therapy every single day. I'm not going to physical therapy or anything. Basically, I'm just using Google and YouTube and figuring out a sort of like workout plan for myself. But if I feel like things aren't progressing and it's not working, then I'm gonna seek out physical therapy. There's so much good info online though that I feel like I can kind of just curate a plan for myself. It's super low impact, which makes it easy to do, but for me it also makes it hard to do, because I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but I love cardio, I love hard workouts, I love to feel my blood pumping, and if something is slow and steady, I find it hard to stay consistent with it because I don't get that same rush from it. But that's not the point. The point is to gain that strength back. Overall, I'm not in a rush to get like super fit or anything. It's more so just like excitement to be feeling good again after being pregnant and then being super sleep deprived in the newborn days. I've just been feeling this sort of excitement towards life, which I know sounds cheesy, and I'm always excited for life. I feel like I am quite a like positive person, but I think just as things get a little bit easier with Sunny and not being pregnant anymore, I'm just excited to be back doing the things that I love, and a lot of that involves being very active. I'm so glad that we started talking about postpartum wellness stuff out there, because it reminded me that I forgot to take my prenatal this morning with breakfast. I usually try to take it with breakfast. A couple months into my pregnancy, I discovered Needed, and I've been taking it ever since. I've been trying to stay as consistent as possible postpartum. I kind of slacked for a couple weeks there, but now I'm back on it. Postpartum and breastfeeding is such a demanding time on the body. Women's bodies are so amazing, how we are like, okay, take care of the baby first, you get all the good nutrients. When I take my prenatal, I feel really good because I'm giving nutrients to Sunny, but I'm also being able to hold on to some nutrients myself too, because we need to take care of ourselves too. What originally caught my eye during pregnancy was that the Needed prenatal multi-capsules have choline in it. I feel like a lot of prenatals don't have choline. Choline, fun fact, is also found in eggs. Choline is really important for baby's brain development, and it's also really important for mother's metabolism postpartum. So that's a huge plus to me about Needed.
If you don't like taking capsules, there's also a vanilla powder version, and both are the most complete prenatals on the market with 26 nutrients in optimal forms. If you want to try Needed, you can use my code WHOLEHANNAH to save an extra 20% off your first one-time purchase.
All right, it's a little bit later. Sunny is in her costume. I'll show it to you in a second. But we ended up FaceTiming my parents for a while and they talked to Sunny. Joe just got home from work and we also had our first trick-or-treaters. It was our little neighbors down the street. They have like 3 or 4 young kids, plus a baby that was born just a few days after Sunny. Officially our first trick-or-treaters in our new house, in our new neighborhood. I'm feeling so burnt out and so tired, and Joe is too. He actually just fell asleep on the nap. He just fell asleep on the couch as soon as he got home from work. But we're gonna stroll our neighborhood for Sunny's first Halloween, and then we're just gonna come back and make a cozy dinner. Something super easy and simple. I don't even know what yet.
That's awesome! Is it your first Halloween? Sunny the lemon, Sunny the lemon. Oh!